Rachel had just graduated, and with no job prospects in sight, she was desperate for a place to stay. The apartment she found was cheap, too cheap. The building was old, peeling, and the air smelled faintly of mildew. But the rent was too good to pass up, and the landlord seemed oddly eager to get her in. Everything felt slightly off from the moment she moved in. The neighbors never seemed to leave their apartments, and the hallways were always unnervingly silent. But she ignored the feeling. She was on her own now, and she had to make it work. The first thing she noticed when she got settled in was the free Wi-Fi. The network was named YouDon'tNeedToAsk. Her curiosity got the better of her. She could save a few bucks by connecting to it instead of paying for her own, right? Without much thought, Rachel connected. The moment she did, the room grew inexplicably cold. The lights flickered. She shrugged it off until she saw it. The TV screen, still powered off, glitched for a second, flickering to life and showing a dark, empty room. She rubbed her eyes, thinking it was a weird TV malfunction. But the image on the screen stayed. It wasn't her apartment, but the room on the TV felt oddly familiar. Too familiar. The TV screen continued to broadcast that eerie, empty room. Rachel's heart pounded as she stared, unable to look away. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. She glanced down to see a series of messages. "Do you see it? It's closer than you think. Don't turn around." Each message sent a chill down her spine. Before she could think more on it, a notification appeared on her phone. "I'm watching." Her blood went cold. She turned off the Wi-Fi, but the message didn't stop. It wasn't a text or an email. It was like a system-wide alert on her phone, but there was no sender, no subject, just a simple black text on a white screen. "I can hear your heartbeat." Rachel's breath caught. She rushed to shut everything down, disconnect from the Wi-Fi, power off her devices, but nothing responded. The room felt too quiet, like the air had thickened. Her own breathing became too loud. Then the lights flickered again, longer this time, until they went out completely, plunging the room into utter darkness. She reached for her phone, praying for light, but when the screen turned on, it wasn't her home screen. The apartment was cloaked in an unsettling darkness. Every corner seemed to hide a secret, every shadow a whisper. Rachel could feel the weight of the silence pressing down on her, as if the very walls were closing in. She knew something was wrong, but what? The air was thick with an eerie tension, making it hard to breathe. She could sense it, lurking, waiting. The darkness was not just around her. It was within her apartment, creeping closer with every passing second. It was her apartment, the room she was sitting in, but not through her eyes. It was from another angle, standing in the doorway, watching her. It zoomed in slowly, focusing on her face, almost too close. And as she watched, her phone vibrated. "You should have asked who owns the Wi-Fi." Suddenly the apartment felt smothering, like the walls were closing in. The whispers started, faint at first, so quiet she wasn't sure if they were real, but then louder, clearer. "I can smell you." Rachel screamed and bolted for the door. She yanked the handle, but the door wouldn't budge. It was as if something from the other side was holding it shut. A laugh echoed from the darkness in the apartment. It was a low, rasping sound. Not human. Her phone buzzed again. The screen lit up with a single message. "You're not leaving." Then the floor beneath her feet began to shift. The walls seemed to pulse. The lights flickered back to life, and her own reflection appeared in the hallway mirror. But something wasn't right. It wasn't her reflection. The eyes staring back at her were hollow, dark, and unnaturally still. They weren't hers, they were someone else's. The reflection grinned, and her phone buzzed again, showing a new message. "You're already part of me." The air grew icy. The whispers turned into a screech that echoed through her skull, and in that moment, Rachel realized the truth. This Wi-Fi didn't just watch her, it consumed her. She had traded her privacy, and now the apartment was no longer hers. She was just a spectator in her own life, a victim of a nightmare that knew her every fear, every heartbeat. And as the apartment's darkness crept in around her, she felt the walls close in, pulling her into the screen itself. The Wi-Fi was never going to let her go.